The real estate market is hot.
Absolutely. It is a great time to sell your home and maybe even save some money if you pay a lower real estate commission.
Yeah, Kevin Rockoff from Rockoff Realty is here now. We're talking about this. This is, I think the program that you do is unbelievable.
Thank you so much for having me back. Last time I did the show a couple months ago, early August, I got so many calls from you, a ton of calls.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So, yeah.
We're happy to hear that.
Thank you very much.
That's
We're
awesome.
saving the money, so
well,
it's good.
Tell us exactly what it is that you do and for fee.
Okay, so if you were to call a realtor to sell your home, they're going to tell you it's going to cost 5 or 6%. That's just the way it's been for decades. And that's typically split in half between the person who's listing the home, in this case my 1%, or the person who's representing the buyer. So when I charge 1% versus 2.5 or 3% for delivering the same service, that's where the savings come in. Because you don't need an entire infrastructure to do the job anymore. The internet has completely changed how people buy and sell homes.
Well, that's what people will say, like, oh, come on, it's too good to be true. Like, how could you only charge 1%? And the reason you're able to do that is because your business model is different. You don't have all those brick and mortar locations.
That's exactly right, and you don't need it because, again, the internet has changed it. So before the internet, if you wanted to list your home, you had to physically go to a broker's office. And then they had the big binder with all their listings. And you'd say, please push my home. And then maybe you really want to push it, pay 6%. We'll go 3 and 3. So when buyers wanted to find a home, there was no Zillow, there was no Realtor.com. They had to go to the physical office. The broker would pull out the binder. Their listings are on top, and they're going to try and get that whole 5 or 6%. But the internet, like so many industries, has turned that model on its head. So you don't need an infrastructure anymore because the internet solves the whole listing visibility
It's like
problem.
Amazon. You don't need to go to the brick and mortar anymore. You just order the thing from online.
Travel agencies. There's so many, taxis, Uber. There's so many industries that have been completely changed because of the internet. Real estate's the last one I know that's still pricing now the same way they did.
Do you know of anybody else who's doing this besides you?
Yeah, there's another, yeah. And I wish I could patent it, trademark it, copyright
that's what I'm
it.
thinking.
I would love, but it's a business model.
That's crazy.
You know?
Well, and who knows if that's what continues to move because, you know, you have figured out a new way to do this. And do you sell all over the state? Like anyone watching right now, you can service them?
That's exactly right. When you understand what the listing process is, which is essential, and I do full service. When I say full service, and that's an MLS designation, that's the sign, lockbox, open house. I do staging, you know, I come and do, I use professional photography. Not all realtors do, but there's a professional. Every one of my homes is shot with a professional photographer. So it's the same job. And when you understand that, I live in Hebron, right? I think you're looking at pictures. This week I'm selling a home in Ashford, in Glastonbury, in Rocky Hill. I've got one closing in Danbury on Monday.
All over the state.
All over the state.
This is just such a remarkable business model. I'm just so amazed by it. Now, let me ask you a question. Is the market as hot as everybody says it is?
It's less hot.
Less hot.
It is less hot,
Tepid.
no doubt.
Than it was a few months ago when people were banging on your door saying, I'll pay anything.
That's exactly
But still
right.
hot?
There's still demand outstrips supply.
Okay.
No doubt, but you know, the way economic cycles work, builders have ramped up, right? So it's hard to find a contractor right now. So no more inventory is coming online, you know, as a natural. But I think the question mark is going to be the interest rates.
Right, because interest rates are very low right now.
Very low. Very historically low, but they're not sustainable.
Yeah.
You know, you see what's going on in the bond markets and all that stuff, and way inflation is in the system. They're going to go up.
They're going to go up.
So, right, so good time. If someone is thinking, should I sell my house? Would you have an argument of why it should be now?
Well, yeah, because you're going to make a lot of money than you might more in a year or two. The problem that you have, and I always tell my clients this, is like,
you got to buy something else that's going to cost just as much, all right?
So if you're upsizing, so you're making more money, let's say, on a $300,000 asset, but you're paying more than you might on a year or two on a $700,000 asset, you're not doing well. But obviously, if you're downsizing, it's a wonderful time to downsize.
Yeah. Right.
And it also depends on your time horizon, right? If you're buying your forever home for 30 years, do you care if in 3 years you're going to take a little hit when you sell it? No, because you're going to lock in those rates. So it really is, you have to look at the whole perspective of that client. Is it a good time for you to sell?
Yeah, okay. And I mean, the people who are, you know, maybe deciding the kids have left the nest or they, whatever, or maybe, you know, there's rentals available. Those people
Rents
are really
are through
lucky.
the roof, though.
Yeah.
By the way, that also has contributed to the high home pricing. Rents are very expensive.
I mean, we've had people kind of send letters and say, "Okay, do you want to just show your house or whatever?" Because there was such a
I get those mailings all the time. Your neighbor just sold for, and are you interested? I got a text the other day. I don't even know who it was from. Do you want to sell your house? And I was like, I don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
Ask them how much they charge.
Exactly. That's the truth, though, right?
It is. It is.
So if people list with you, like you have an example of someone who just actually saw it on Better Connecticut, when it was Better Connecticut, I'm not paying a quarter, it was then. But on Great Day Connecticut, you can see it now.
She's given a quarter.
No, it says he watched on Better Connecticut. Okay, but it's called a rescue program. You sold it. I mean, what's the typical time from the time you meet with someone to getting it sold right now?
Well, it depends if they're ready to list now. Some people just call and say, hey, I'm thinking, can you give me a value estimate?
But from time of listing to sell, what is it still going pretty fast?
They are, but I mean, it's all how you price and photograph a home. Again, you have to understand what the internet does. It creates a market.
Right.
Yep.
Right? Buyers know everything we know. All listings are live in real time. So you have an educated buyer that can see, they know a good value.
We don't have a whole lot of time left, but I really want to get to realtors for the rescues.
Yes.
Because this is just such an unbelievable thing. Tell us a little bit about this.
So we're passionate about animals, and even though we only charge 1%, we still want to give back to the community. So a couple years ago, we started donating every time one of our clients buys or sells a home, $100 to a local animal rescue. And this was fun because after I did the show a couple months ago, a lady named Melissa reached out to me from Sumner Brook Equestrian Rescue.
In Middletown.
In Middletown. And she said, look, I love what you do. Would you please consider us for a donation? And well, we do it every quarter, and the quarter just ended in September. So we sold 28 homes. So I haven't even told her yet, but we're going to give her the full $2,800 so she can continue doing the great work that she does.
So awesome.
That's amazing.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
That's really terrific.
Yeah, so you can feel
Feels
good
good
all around. You're gonna, your clients are getting more money, and the charities are getting money as well.
It feels good. That's exactly right.
And you sell all over the state.
All over the state.
And you'll go to put up the for sale sign.
Absolutely. And I have a team. I have a wonderful team of agents who are passionate about what we do. And yeah, we cover
All
the
right,
whole
you got to
state.
come back because I have more questions
And
for you.
Wonderful.
Kevin's a super nice guy, so you
Yeah.
can call
Well,
him.
thank
Just call the number there. It's 860-882-9598. Or, as the world is changing, you can do everything online. You can just go to rockoffrealty.com and learn more about his 1%. That's awesome.
Thanks, Kev.
Thanks, guys.
Always a pleasure to have you.